Hello friends, double stub matching. This technique is used when the single stub matching technique is impractical sometimes. So, and we need to adjust the length and position of the stub. At that time, we will use double stub matching for the impedance matching technique and for the minimize the SWR and reflected waves on the transmission line. So, look at this transmission line. It consisting ZL load impedance is 100 plus J 100 ohms and characteristic impedance is 50 ohms. The distance from the first stub from the load is 0.40 lambda, and it is asked that to find out the length of the short circuited stubs when the matching is achieved. Now we know that the uh, distance between the two stubs can be in terms of 1 by 8 eighth of lambda, 3 by 8 of lambda, or 5 by 8 of lambda, like this. Here the distance between the two stubs is given that it is 3 by 8 lambda. So first of all, we need to find out the normalized impedance ZL, which will be given by actual impedance, load impedance divided by Z naught. 100 plus J100 divided by 50, so we will get 2 plus J2. Let us plot this normalized load impedance on the Smith chart. So 2 is the constant R circle plus J2. So this circle, this point will give us normalized load impedance. Now we want to find out the admittance, as we are going for the double stub matching and short circuited stubs which are connected parallelly with the transmission line. So it will be better to use admittance in place of impedance. So to find out the admittance, take the radius from center up to ZL point and draw the SWR circle. Point 180 degree out of phase from the ZL can be obtained by drawing a straight line, and this point is given by on the SWR circle with this mark. If we will note down the reading, then it is in between 0.2 and 0.3, so it is 0.25, the R circle, constant R circle, and if we will see the reactive part, then it is negative, so minus Jx, and the value of x is, it is also in between 0.2 and 0.3, so 0.25. So we are getting YL, which is normalized admittance, as 0.25 minus J 0.25. Now, as we are going for the double stub matching, so first of all we will find out the spacing circle. Okay, so spacing circle is what? Spacing circle is the rotated constant conductance G is equal to 1 circles. As unity circle, you can see R is equal to 1 or G is equal to 1 is the unity circle. So we want to find out the rotated unity circle with this length. So for that, consider the phase angle 2 beta d, where the value of beta is given by 2 pi by lambda, and d is given the spacing 3 by 8 of lambda by 2 pi. So this 3 by 2 pi can be represented on this plane, gamma plane, by rotating up to this point. Okay, so we have to rotate this G is equal to 1 circle, unity circle, up to 3 by 8 of lambda, and which is on this lower half. So for that, we have to draw a straight line which will pass from the center on this chart, and then we have to take the radius of this unity circle. The center of this unity circle is at 3, by taking this radius. Okay, we can mark the center of rotated spacing circle, and then we have to draw the spacing circle in this way. This spacing circle will pass or will touch the horizontal axis, the point 1 which is marked, and the outermost circle. So we have drawn this spacing circle on rotated constant conductance G is equal to 1 circle. This is our point YL. So draw 3/8 lambda spacing circle. Now it is given that the first stub is placed 0.40 lambda away from the load. So we will move on this Smith chart the point from YL towards the generator side, means clockwise, up to 0.40 lambda distance. So let us mark where the YL is located. So if you will extend the line of the YL from center, then at the outermost circle we will get 0.458 lambda. We have to move clockwise in this direction towards the generator up to 0.40 lambda where our first stub is attached. Okay, so 0.458 to 0.358. So we have to find out 0.358, which is this point. So from the center we have to draw a line up to this mark where 0.358 lambda is marked. So by drawing this straight line from the center, we will get the point which is intersecting the SWR circle. This is our SWR circle for load admittance. This intersecting of the line from the 0.358 lambda and SWR circle will give us one point. This point will be termed as YD1. The value of YD1 can be obtained by the real part, which is 0.55, and imaginary part, which is 1.08. So note down the reading of YD1 0.55 as it is in lower half, so minus J 1.08. So here we have got the value of YD1. Now if we will move the real part of this YD1 along the real part of this YD1, which is 0.55. So if we will move clockwise, then this real part circle, okay, 0.55 circle will intersect the rotated G is equal to 1 circle at this point here. If we will move this real part 0.55, so we are getting one point where the value of this point is 0.55. Okay, real part is 0.55, but imaginary part will be changed. Similarly, if you will go anti-clockwise in this direction, then you will get the intersecting point with spacing circle as this. So we have two solutions for the first stub which is placed. Either we will get the point, this will be not denoted as Y11, or we will have in second solution as Y11 dash. So note down the value of Y11 and Y11 dash. Y11 is given by the real part is same, so 0.55, and it is also located on the lower half, so minus J. If you will look at the imaginary part, then this circle will represent 0.1 and not exactly 0.1, more than point, so it is 0.11. Similarly, Y11 dash is given by y11 dash, you will see, and it is 1.88. So 0.55 minus j 1.88. Now to find out the length of this stub, first stub, we have to adjust the susceptance of this stub such that if we will go for y11 solution, then y11 should be yd1 plus ys1. So ys1 can be given by y11 minus yd1. So we have got the value 0.55 minus j 0.11 minus 0.55 minus j 1.08. Okay, so we will get this real part will be cancelled out. We will get plus j 0.97. So to find out the length of the first term, we will use this positive susceptance. So if this first term will contribute this positive susceptance of j 0.97, then we can match the admittance at the transmission line. So let us mark this point on the Smith chart. Mark the point plus j 0.97. Positive means on the upper half, j 0.90. And the outermost circle will give us the length in terms of lambda. And you can see it is 0.123 lambda. Okay, so up to this point we have to calculate the length. As we are going for the short circuited stuff, so we have to consider this point as the starting point, short circuited point, and from here we have to calculate clockwise length of the stub. So this half circle will contribute 0.25 lambda, and we have to add this 0.123 lambda in there. So the length of the first stub L1 can be given by 0.25 lambda plus 0.123 lambda. So we will get 0.373 lambda. So this is the length of the first stub, 0.373 lambda. Similarly, if we will go for the second solution y11 dash, then we can find out ys1 dash, y11 dash minus yd1, and we will get 0.55 minus j 1.88 minus 0.55 minus j 1.08, which is minus j 0.80. Okay, so if the first stub will contribute minus j 0.80 susceptance, then we can match the line. So for that we have to find out the point. Minus means it is on the negative half. Okay, so minus 0.80, so 0.7, 0.8. So this is the line. From the center we have to mark this point, and this, as we have moved in opposite direction, means towards the load, to get the y11 dash, here we have to consider the inner circle, which will indicate the wavelength towards the load, and this circle we have to consider, and that length is to be measured, that is 0.107 lambda. Okay, so for short circuited stub, L1 dash can be calculated, and it is given by 0.25 from this point minus 0.107 lambda, which is given by 0.143 lambda. Okay, so either we can go for first solution or for second solution, and we can find out the length of the stub, first stub. Now we have to find the point from y11 accordingly on the actual unity circle. So using the SWR circle, by considering the point y11 from the center, we have to draw take the radius from center to y11 point and draw a circle. Okay. If we are going for the another solution y11 dash, then we have to draw the SWR circle by taking the radius up to y11 dash and draw SWR circle for y11 dash. As we will move along this SWR circle from y11 to the unity circle, actual unity circle, we have to find out the corresponding point on the actual unity circle. So if we will consider y11, then we have corresponding point on the actual unity circle at this point. This is intersecting. That will be termed as yd2. If we are going for the second solution y11 dash, then this SWR circle intersects the actual unity circle, and the corresponding point on the actual unity circle is equal to one circle with respect to y11 dash is given by this point. yd2 dash. Okay. So let us note down the value of yd2. The value of yd2 is given by 1, as this is in lower half, it is minus j 0.61. Similarly, if we are going for the second solution, then we will have yd2 dash, which is 1, and as the yd2 dash is in upper half, so plus j, in the circle represents 2.6. Now to find out the length of the second stub, the second stub must contribute the susceptance of plus j 0.61 for matching of the admittance on the transmission line. So second stub susceptance should be plus j 0.61. In this case, if we are going for yd2 dash, then the second stub must contribute the susceptance of minus j 2.6. Okay. So we will plot these 2 points, plus j 0.61 on this Smith chart, plus j 0.61. So this is 0.6, and this point we have to mark the length if we will mark this length, then it is 0.08 and 7 lambda, 0.087 lambda. So now as we are placing the short circuited stub, we have to calculate the length from this point. Okay, so up to this point it is 0.25 plus 0.087, so that will be the total length of the second stub. So length of the second stub L2, so here ys2 should be plus j 0.61, and based on the length of second stub can be 0.25 plus 0.087 lambda, that will give us 0.337 lambda. Similarly, if we will go for another solution, then ys2 dash will give us minus j 2.6 acceptance, and we have to plot minus j 2.6, so minus is on negative side, and 2.6 means this point. We have to mark 2.6. So from center we will draw a straight line and mark this distance, which is 4.308 lambda. So we have to find out short circuit stub length. So from this point we will measure. This is 0.25. So 0.308 minus 0.25. So we will get L2 dash. L2 dash. This is second solution. Okay. Either we can connect this stub or we can connect this. 0.308 minus 0.25 lambda, and we will get 0.058 lambda. So this is how we can connect double stub for minimizing the SWR and reflected waves and properly matching the load impedance with the characteristic equation.